That's an idea. I mean, I might talk.
You can switch me and her doctors out. And I'm good? You good? I still have her first on Monday. I don't care if I go on Monday. I still have her first. You good? We good?
Why would it matter if you traded?
Christina!
Oh, wait a minute. Anna, would you grab the,
Wow.
would you grab the timesheet back
That's
for
what I
me?
do. Keep it real.
And I think
Money.
What'd you say?
Oh, I was telling him and give me a chance to get drunk all weekend and still make it to the
Joe. Sarah?
Why not?
Why not? Who's LG? I always forget. Yeah, Monty. Monty.
Doing that, going to work too?
Alexis?
Yeah, it's a stress reliever, like,
I did.
except for just to make your spirits.
Eddie,
Wow.
Eddie volunteered.
Joanne, who volunteered?
Wow,
How about
that's
lunch?
crazy.
Is it better than lunch?
No, you.
So she's not in the class anymore?
Him is too.
Okay, that's take care of it. Now, to give you an idea of what speech 4 is going to be like, I'm going to demonstrate speech 4 right at the start. Have any of you seen this on YouTube already?
Speech for it?
No, 3 to 5 minutes.
But you have an interview.
How many of these are you supposed to have?
I
can do
What?
It's a koala bear.
What's this thing? This burst into
Koala bear. Humans on koala bear.
flames? Did you know that a koala bear?
How old are you? How old are you?
Maybe she gets sick.
Who else is writing rubrics today?
What?
Who are writing rubrics today?
What's your book action video?
So do you have Alexis?
Oh, hell yeah. What? I forgot to do one.
She wrote that out too.
Oh, I understand.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. I'm going to ask Tasha to press the button on
Wish I had thought about that, but now I'm not.
just the space bar. And yeah. Right. To remind you of what this is, each 4 is a speech in which you're going to tell us why you should be hired for a position. This is meant to be realistic in the sense that you might very well go to a place where before they have a group interview, they might say, well, just tell us something about yourself. Stand up and tell us about yourself. This has been part of my own experience as a job seeker over the years. So again, I don't think it's very unusual. This part will be graded. The 3 to 5 minute part will be graded. Then the part where we have the mock interview will not be graded because each of you will be getting different questions. We don't know how long it will take or how many questions you'll have. All right, so 3 to 5 minutes. You should always tell us before you speak what position you're applying for. So we know, I mean, you can still speak in a fairly generic way, but it's helpful if we know what position you're applying for. Okay? Are you all ready? Let's see, do we have a timekeeper?
Can I do it?
Wait,
Thank you.
okay. Before I begin, the position that I'm applying for is
Yeah.
speech communication instructor at Clover Park Technical College.
And this is the graded part.
This is the grading.
Can you tell us again which job you're applying for?
Speech communication instructor at Clover Park Technical College.
You're fine for the judge.
You ready? In the academic world, we're used to thinking of 2 kinds of jobs. We think of the sort of soft skill jobs, and we think of the hard skill jobs. Now, the hard skill jobs, this was in a book by George Vaughan and Jim Palmer in 1999 called Enhancing Teaching and Administration through Scholarship. The hard skill jobs are the ones where you're dealing with facts and numbers and decisions that are very straightforward and cut and dry. The soft skill jobs are the ones that involve human beings and uncertainty. So in the first category, you would have math and physics and maybe chemistry, things like that. The second category, you would have human services, sociology, some of the other social sciences, and so forth. You might be assuming that a speech communication position would fall in that second category, as a sort of a soft skill position. But I'm going to demonstrate to you in the next few minutes that there are actually three hard skills that are important in this position and that I possess. They are quantity, quality, and personality. Let me talk first about quantity. Since the year 2000, I have observed more than 11,500 speeches by students, by business people, people in the community. I've made more than 30 conference presentations to professional groups dealing with human relations, education, technology, international affairs, and other topics. I've edited 2 books and written 2 others, one of which just came out this current year on group communication. I hosted 55 episodes of an international intercultural television program on a CBS affiliate station in Lewiston, Idaho, that was broadcast to 3 states and had about 85,000 viewers when they had the TV turned on. And I've written more than 50 monthly articles for the Wenatchee Business Journal, the Everett Business Journal, and the Lewiston Morning Tribune, all having to do with business communication. So that's quantity. Let me move on now to quality. Throughout my life, I've had the good fortune to live and work and study in several places beyond the United States, and I've learned 4 languages to the point that I could communicate satisfactorily at the time. Those were German, Dutch, Norwegian, and Korean. I've also studied Arabic, Spanish, French, and Japanese. Andrea Libresco of Hofstra University gave a speech in 2004 to the students at that institution in which she said, quote, "Without logic, no one will be persuaded. Without magic, no one will care." Fortunately for me, my students have often declared or assessed me as having both logic and magic. However, when they found things that they felt I should improve upon, I've done my utmost to improve so that I can better meet their needs. So, what kind of personal traits make these achievements possible? Move on now from quantity and quality to personality. George Sabine wrote a book in 1961 called A History of Political Theory, in which he wrote the motto that I adopted for myself as an undergraduate student long ago. That motto is, the good is always the enemy of the better. For me, that means that I don't want to become complacent. I don't want to become self-satisfied. If I think something is good, I don't want to stop there. I want to make it better. And when it gets better, it's just going to be good again. I want to make it better than that. I tend to have a very positive and optimistic outlook. My friends and others, my associates will tell you that I'm usually smiling. So I take people at face value. I always assume the best of them unless I'm shown that I should not. And I'm sort of with Will Rogers. His shrine is on the side of Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado, outside of Colorado Springs. On his shrine it says, "I never met a man I didn't like." I didn't have the same feeling, also about women. So, I know you have many fine candidates to consider for this position of speech communication instructor at Culver Park Technical College. However, what I've demonstrated to you is that it's really not that complex. In fact, if you do the math, what you'll find is that quantity plus quality plus personality equals infinity.
Oh. Time.
4:52.
Perfect. Okay, so it's always going to be long as 5 minutes. All right, what did I do well in the speech that you would want to do in your speeches?
It was straightforward and just plain.
Okay.
There was no extra fluff.
No fluff?
You shared your experience.
Yeah.
Humor.
A little bit of humor?
Yeah.
Right off the bat, you gave the 3 points, and then you just build it off of it. It did not get mixed up.
Okay. Did you, yes, Dakota?
You use quotes from people you admired and then learned from.
Yeah, so I mentioned three reasons.
I like how you put that your wells out over, you know, different languages.
Yeah, that's
You
impressive.
sold yourself pretty well. Yeah, you did. You sold yourself pretty well.
All right. Well, I hope this gives you some ideas. What what I'm going to share with you now in the brief time we have left are some basic principles here. Well, what you follow. Because I'm really going to be I'm putting the responsibility on you to read the material in the drop box, which will include some of this. Let's see, do we have this all?
Yeah, you're good.
Well, please be sure we put it on the floor.
Yeah, I'm good.
Just quickly, so we need to bring in a posting, and we have to do our 3 assigned things, and we need to do the interview.
That's right.
Okay.
And the outline.
And the outline.
That's right. Because it's the greatest piece, all those things will be turned in on the sheet.
No, you have to like go to like monster.com, you have to actually find a job, or you have to find a posting. Oh, a posting, a job posting.
Yes, ma'am.
That's impressive.
So,
And that's just what it's.
this one right
You should have an outline just like any of the others. I'll give you a copy of that outline.
Okay, I believe, unfortunately.
So it's just like any other speech, right?
Just like any other sheet.
Maybe it's like,
Interview.
Can the job posting be your prompt, or no?
It could be if you show it to them.
You want to take the words that, well, like, if you look at the job interview, what they're looking for, we're looking for an intersection. Well, that's the specific person for the job, design. All of those words they list.
Here are
Should say.
some copies of the outline.
So what do we look at?
You're saying when we look for the job posting, well, we have to print it out.
So like,
Like this.
Show me enough.
Build up keywords within the job.
yeah, like within the job posting, the words that they use, we're looking for energetic, yada, yada. I would agree on.
You better not open that indoors.
ARRT certified. So I have my board. They want to know.
He's too afraid, he won't test it.
All right, here are some copies
So
of
we
the
don't have to actually
outline.
try to go for this job, or the job we're talking about.
Well, now,
Take a look at the outline.
Okay.
All right, we have 7 minutes.
I don't know.
If you want-
Is it the?
Oh, so pick their 3 things.
It's really long. It's almost like what the other Oh, one, somebody got it.
And are you ready?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, so you'll have 3 to 5 minutes. I will also be giving you on the way out to be able to get the 50 questions that we'll be using in the mock interview. You could be asked any of those. Again, that's the updated part. There are a couple of things I'd like you to think about. These are principles. Obvious, it might go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think the 2 things you have to do in general to get the job when you're competing with other people, which is almost always, are to show that you're different from everybody else and to show that you're better than everybody else. You can't just be different, you can't just be kooky or wacky. You have to be both different and better. Otherwise, there's no reason why they're going to select you, right? Then, in your speech,
It's the feet, it's not hers. Oh God.
first thing you need to do in your speech is show that you understand the requirements of the job. What were my first words in that speech? Do you remember? Yes, in the academic world. Why would I start with that? Because I want them to believe that I belong in the academic world. Otherwise, why would they hire me? If I'm some sort of crazy outsider, I have a background in business or entertainment or sports, why would they hire me? So I need to show that I understand the requirements of the job. You can't just describe the requirements of the job, but you have to, you need to state that you have them. And the third thing is, you need to prove it. In my case, you talked about some of the details that I gave, language skill, number of various things. Any one of these by itself is not enough. You have to have all three. You have to show that there's some reason why you're applying for the job and why they should consider you in the first place. You have to claim that you have what they're looking for. This one is sometimes harder for one gender than the other in our culture, right? Which gender would it be harder for?
Men. Really?
Women.
Well, I just have no
Women.
shit, that's why.
Men are usually not, men don't usually have too much problem boasting or claiming that they have good point. I mean, this is a generalization. This part, when you're talking about why they should believe you, you need to have the kinds of things that you would expect to see on a resume or in a cover letter. You need to have dates, you have to have names, you have to have numbers, locations, names of...
You want that in the prove it section?
Certainly. Well, these are not in order. These may be scattered throughout the whole.
Oh, so you're just saying, like, I might take this class, then, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, well, at some point you're going
You
to
don't
do
have to
all,
have it.
ideally you're going to do all three of them.
Okay.
But the more that you involve facts, numbers, statistics, and names, the more like, because as a culture, we Americans love to have stuff like that. We talked to you before about the paper, right?
Yeah.
Okay? The reason that USA Today is popular is because it's got very simple, very straightforward. It doesn't even necessarily matter if it's true, but we respond well to that. We respond better to that than somebody saying, well, there are a lot of things I could tell you about, and one of them is this, and then sort of wandering it out. So the closer you can get to having your speech sound the way that the resume is meant to influence people, the better. Okay? Yes?
This speech said that we were gonna be doing it in front of other classrooms.
Yes, you are. Oh, that's right.
So,
We're doing
Lacey.
what?
Lacey!
That's right.
Well, I'm not gonna get a curveball, like, hey, goes off to the
That's
class.
right.
Lacey needs to.
That's right. So those of you speaking on Monday will be coming
Call me,
on
you just said.
Tuesday, and those of you speaking on Wednesday will be speaking on Thursday.
Oh, good.
Okay, then you got an extra day, so.
Get an extra day.
Okay, however, those of you who are not speaking on Monday should come on Monday.
Yeah.
But wait,
Okay,
what if?
We have 3 class periods that week, so I basically.
Everybody do the same thing. So having some people speaking here Monday will be Tuesday.
So we
We
just.
have to class on Monday, do our
Yeah.
speech, or Tuesday, do our speech in the.
We're not gonna have
Other
other.
class.
Not everybody, otherwise you just have the same audience.
You're speaking on Monday.
So the question is,
Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday and
If you
Thursday.
cannot come on Tuesday because of your class schedule, you may.
Yeah, you're right.
what time on Tuesday?
Same time,
Punch him too.
yes.
What about?
That wasn't a part of you.
You work on the same day.
Work on Tuesday.
You have
So basically, I become the school Monday,
A cheap
Tuesday,
one, but-
and Wednesday.
No, if you come on Monday and Tuesday,
And are you gonna sit in the house?
you probably Okay, we have about one more minute, yes?
So if you're not speaking.
Okay, so I'm speaking on Wednesday, so I have to come on Thursday?
Yes.
I have a job.
Then just like you just said.
Then,
Oh,
I
I'm
didn't
sorry.
you come on Wednesday and
if you
speak.
cannot speak to another class, then I'd like you to come to another class some other time, if you come to
So are
a.
you on, you're on Wednesday?
Everyone in the
So you're
course
not
should be
supposed
going to at least one other class
Okay.
at some point. When you do that, that relieves you of coming to one of these classes.
So I come, I can just come at any time on Wednesday?
During his class.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
There are morning classes Monday through Thursday from 7:40 to 9:50 a.m.
What are the other times for Tuesdays?
Same as this.
Oh, so the same exact time, just a
Yeah.
different day.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Okay. Yes,
Do we have class next week on Wednesday?
Yeah, we do.
yeah, certainly.
We just don't have to have speech that way.
That's right.
So we have to do 3 classes.
But you don't have to come to class on Wednesday. If you're gonna be coming to class on Thursday to speak, you you don't have to come to class, like,
That's right. However, if you speak on Tuesday, you should come on Wednesday.
yeah, because you don't.
So that there'll be an audience for the Tuesday people who come here.
Do we have to stay for the whole class, or we just come in and give our
Of course
speech?
you have to be
But
here.
what if I come on Monday and still come in Tuesday to speak, and I
Well,
just,
that's nice.
and I just leave after I give my
No, you
speech?
get
Oh,
lots
then
of,
I'm not
there's
coming.
lots of nice, bonus points. Okay, on your way out, I would like you to take a look at the
You can do it, Monty.
list of every question.
It's too much, man. We have to
So do we have them right here next to Dakota? We do.
I'm like, no, I love it. Thanks for kicking the ball.
There you go.
Oh, we don't have classes. You have to come every day next week, basically. Just show up every day.
Saturday, Sunday, here at 1 o'clock in the morning.
We do not have class this Wednesday. We will be going to the state board meeting. You remember that?
Yeah, well, we're
Does Sarah
going.
leave?
Oh, by the way. So three people need a ride. Chris, you're going to drive, right?
Probably.
Could you take, probably?
Well, yeah, I mean, depends on what the schedule
There you go.
You drive a motorcycle,
Can
don't
you
you?
take Dakota, Josh, and Christina?
is. 3 people.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Well, Ireland. Rain. No, we can do it.
Do it like going with your heart's fully into being radiologist. I don't know, I think I like fun.
Yeah, so
So, Christina,
Dakota, Josh, and Christina.
Dakota, Josh, these three. Right here, okay.
I'm waiting all three this week.
I did.
I know, and you know. Church on Sunday. Friday, I'm going to my husband's booster club meeting. Thursday, I go to 6 a.m.
I might go.
So, if we have to be there at 1,
Those are good ones.
we by 12.
I'm thinking maybe
Josh, do
Michelle, and driving, right? You're not
like around 11:45.
driving to this?
Sure, right out this spot fine.
Okay, yeah, still all right. I'm gonna stop by and find out the address where we're going. Okay.
It's in Lacey. It's
Okay.
college campus.
I think I know what that said. It's on
SPSCC? Oh, I didn't get any questions.
I don't know. I think I'm, cause I'm gonna go.
You don't need it, but it doesn't hurt. You need extras of some stuff.
SPSCC.
Yeah.
Dr. Phil, right? SPSCC?
Yeah, in Lacey, not the one in Olympia.
Okay. Yeah, just send me an address. I got a navigation system. I don't know how to get it. That's the thing. That's the one part. I don't know how to get it. The military makes me a little weird when it comes to
Not weird.
yeah. What you mean? Not weird.
Oh my
Y'all did great.
God. We all had to work it out this morning. Tiffany, you just so don't forget your